Hey everybody, the Christmas spirit hit me a little early this year, and so I thought I would show you how I'm finishing this homemade Christmas ornament using blanket and running stitch. First, I'm going to separate 3 strands of embroidery floss. I do this by pinching the end of the string and pulling out individual strands one by one, and make sure to go slow so you don't get any tangles. Then I'm going to put them together and I'm going to tie a knot on one end. And then we're going to thread the end without the knot into the eye of the needle so we get something that looks like this. So from here, I'm going to put the pieces that I want sewn together on top of each other and start by inserting my needle into the middle of those 2 pieces. By doing this, the knot and the tail will be on the inside of the ornament and not visible. So I'm going through the orange, pulling through, and I'm just going to sandwich that between the 2 pieces of felt. Now I'm going to bring my needle back over the top and I'm just going to stitch through the yellow felt first and then back through the orange. This will create a loop at the top and I'm going to insert my needle through that loop and pull to secure. So there's the loop, there's the needle, all the way through, and not like that, but there you go, pull. So now that's our first stitch. Now we're going to move a little bit to the right and we're going to insert our needle on the back side through the orange felt first, through towards the yellow, and this will create another loop at the top. This time it looks like an upside down U. You're going to put your needle through that U and pull to secure. And there you have it. That is your next stitch. That's the blanket stitch. The biggest thing that you'll want to look out for while doing this is to actually just make sure that you're catching both pieces of whatever you want sewn together. Like if I only caught the orange piece of felt, then I wouldn't be sewing it to anything. So just make sure that you're catching both pieces of fabric or felt or whatever you're using so that it is secure. Now, when we reach the end, the way I like to finish this is I put my needle underneath my last stitch, and then I actually make a knot just to make sure that everything is secure. And I pull that. Now, as you can see, I'm left with this tail. So I don't want the tail visible and I don't want to cut it too close to that knot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the needle back through the middle of the felt and I'm just going to pull it up through the back side. And now I have the tail in the middle of this orange felt, but it is pretty secure and it's pretty far down there. So now I can just snip it off. And you can barely see it. So yeah, that's my preferred method to get rid of that tail. Now, I decided to leave this little bit open because I also made some little leaves and I would like my orange to be a little bit puffy. So I'm going to take some felt scraps I had lying around and I'm going to stuff this guy to make him a little fluffy orange. I'm just going to feel around, see how I like it, maybe a little more. Beautiful. Now that I have that stuffed, I'm going to put my leaves in that little pocket. And I'm not going to use blanket stitch for this next part. I'm going to use running stitch. So to do that, I'm going to take my needle and thread. I'm going to hold all these elements together and I'm going to start on the inside again so I can put the tail down in the middle. So I'm going to go through first the leaves and then back towards the orange felt. And then I'm going to push that tail down into the center. I'm going to pull back up from the back side, making sure I'm going through the orange, green, and yellow felt. That's how we're going to sew everything together. See how I just kind of caught the edge? You want to make sure you're actually getting a decent chunk of the felt each time. And then I'm just going to secure that all the way through. Move some of these sequins so you can see a little bit better. So I'm going through yellow, green, and orange on the back. Pull, And that's going to secure the leaves and also keep all the stuffing inside of the ornament. All right, now once I've come to the end and I want to secure, I'm just going to make a little bit of a knot near my last entry point around the top of the felt. I'm going to run that through there, tie to secure. And then I'm going to do the same thing I've done the whole video. I'm going to stick that needle back through the center of the ornament, pull it through, and then just trim off the excess tail. And there we have it. I have had such a nice time working on this ornament over the last couple of days, and I hope you all have enjoyed watching it get finished using blanket and running stitch, and that you all also have a happy holiday no matter what you're celebrating. My last little bit of thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the little hanger that I forgot to do. So I just tied this into a loop, and then I'm going to just shove that knot down in there, and I'm going to sew around it a little bit to make sure that it's secure. I know some people would edit something like this out, but let's face it, we all make these mistakes sometimes, so that is how I would fix it if I did make that mistake, since that is how I fixed it. So I'm just going to stitch through the inside first, again with that tail being on the inside, and then I'm just going to stitch through and secure the hanger. I missed a little bit of the tail as well, but if you can't use your needle to shove it all the way back down, as long as it's not a lot, I would say just trim it. That's definitely what I'm going to do at this point. Goodbye. And there we have it. Oh, I love it so much. I cannot wait to hang it on the tree. Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you so much for watching.